Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel for another video. So today we will continue developing the patient management app and we will make it even better. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we start coding, you just need to add this TeamLeaf layout dialect dependency. I choose the version 3.2.1. You can choose the version as you want. And then go to the pom.xml and add it here. Now, let's head on into the templates and we will add the layout.html, and this page we will make our code organized and more and maintainable, let me say. And it will make it even optimized in several cases. So yeah, now let's go to the Bootstrap, then copy this navbar and paste it here. And now we will go to the text editor and we will copy these two links and then add them here. So now we need to add the Bootstrap link, and we will do so. And we will put it under the title here. And now we will add a div here. And inside that div we add layout fragment equal content. And this is basically telling TeamLeaf that we want to add, for example, different pages here inside this div section. For example, if we want to call the home.html, the home will be displayed inside this div. So now let's go to the home.html and we will add this link now. And let's paste it here. And we will add layout or decorate. And we add layout .html. Now let's open our, but before opening our browsers, let's send the request here. As you know, there are an extension in VS Code named REST client that will help you to send the request from your favorite text editor, which is VS Code. So let's send the request. The application is not working, sorry. I will run the application first. So our application is running now. Let's send our request. And as you see, the request worked successfully. Here we got the navbar inside the layout, but there are one problem, which is that the content of the homepage is not visible. We can verify that. Localhost 8084/index, and you see just the navbar is visible. Now let's go once again to the home.html and add a div tag. Then we add a layout fragment equal content, and then copy this code here and then paste it inside this div. Now we can send our request. And as you see, the request worked successfully and we got a response. Here, the title is hospital from this homepage, and we got this table and the content of the table here. Let's open and check in the browser, and voila, it worked successfully. Now we want, for example, if we click it here, we want this page link to stay highlighted, not like this, for example. So in order to achieve that, let's head into our controller. Let's close this first. Patient controller. Here, let's add new attribute to our model. Let's name it current page, and here the value is page. Now let's head into our home.html, and here we will add th.class. Then we will add our condition here. If current page equal status dot index, and we will add this class, which is button info ms1. In case it's not this page, we will just put this class. Now, let's open the browser once again and test. Still not working. Current page here. Let's refresh. And as you see now, it's highlighted as it should. Yes, so it worked finally. Now let's go into under our header section, and let's add a form here. And this form, we will use it to search, for example, for a specific keyword. Now let's add here a label, name it keyword, for example, and here keyword. Under it, we will add a input. Then we add name equal keyword here, and inside under it, we will add a button with the type submit, and with a class button info, and we will add here text, for example, search. And the method here basically will be get. And here we will add th.action, and it will be equal that double quantity and index. Now let's refresh our browser and see. And now this is clearly visible now. We got the search input here and the search button. Now, let's go into our controller here, and we will add request param, name it a keyword, and default value will be empty string. And we will name it string keyword. So now we are going to head into the patient repository, and we will make a new method. Here, be careful, you need to import the page from org spring the framework .data.domain.page, else it wouldn't work. Now let's call patient, and let's name it find by name contains, and inside that we will add our string keyword, then pageable, and be careful, it's on once again from org spring framework data domain .pageable, and name it pageable, for example. There are another method with HQL, and I will show it for you. Your query, select P from patient P, where P dot name like this param x. Now let's create our method page. Now patient, here patient, for example search. Then we will add those two arguments here. But here we will add here param, I guess. Param, yes, and name. We will name it here. Let's name it X. So let's save this. And now let's head on once again to the patient controller and replace this method with find by name contains. And let's add here keyword. So now let's open our browser and see if this works or not. So let's type ch and it worked as it should. So there are two problems here. The first one is when I type here ch and type on search button, the word that I typed disappeared from the input. The second problem is when I type on this 0 page, the 2 pages return, which is not what I want. So to solve this problem, let's head on once again to the patient controller and add another attribute to our model. We will name it keyword. And its value will be keyword also. So basically here, we are going to tell the Spring project, once I click on that button search, the value of that keyword will remain in this input, and we will do that by th value equal. Here we will add keyword. Now let's refresh our browser and see. Here we got a problem. Let's see. Oh, it's here. Now let's refresh. Let's type ch. Now as you see, ch still in the input. Now let's type on 0, but we still got this problem. So let's go and solve it. Here, let's go into the link and let's add here keyword equal keyword and see now what will happen. Let's type ch once again. And as you see now, it remained as it should. So now let's go into the body and add a new header here. And we will name this header, for example, delete. Basically here we are going to add a delete option for the user to delete the patient that he wants to delete. Here, let's add a PD, and inside it we add a reference, and it will be th.ref. Then we will add double delete. Then id equals to p.id. Then here we will add a class. We'll name it button danger. And now we will add here as text delete. Let's add here delete patient, for example. Now let's go into our browsers and see index. And as you see now, we added the delete button, but we didn't add the controller that we should add. Here I got a small problem. So basically here I need to add a $sign and to parentheses. I forgot that. So let's repeat it. Index Here we got a problem. Index. I guess the problem is here. So now where is this problem? And let's see. Delete th.href, delete id equal, it's here patient not p, I was wrong. Now let's refresh, and now as you see, delete and id is 1. So let's head into our controller and add a new method, getMapple, and this method will be named delete. Not the method, the URL will be delete, and then the method will be named also delete, for example, in our case. And here we add a request param, for example. Let's name it any ID, and here it will belong ID. Now let's create our method now. Patient repository delete by ID here, and we will pass ID as parameter. Then return redirect / index, and we will see what will happen now. Let's try it. Index. For example, let's delete Muhammad here. And we got a problem. So basically the problem is telling us we don't have a page that we will head into. So let's correct this problem, and we will add here in page. So let's head into index. So here page plus equal before plus page. Now let's repeat our action. Let's index. Let's delete this. Still have our problem here. Let's see what is the problem. So basically the problem is here. So let's remove this and test. Let's test now. Let's now test again. Index. Let's click on here. We still got our problem. It's in redirect, and I forgot to point here, and now I guess it will work. Let's type index again. Redirect. And as you see now, Mohsen has been deleted. So now, for example, let's search Sim and delete it. And this now worked as it should, but now let's add those two. For example, if we want to, for example, if we type A and we want to delete Amir, this list should stay as it should, as it is. So here we will add string keyword and int h. So here we will do as we did before, h equal plus page plus here we will add word and then equal plus keyword. So now let's go into the home.html, and here let's add those two parameters. The page, we will add it here. Let's add the word, for example. It will be word, and let's add here a page. It will be current page. So now let's test this. Once again, now let's delete, for example, semi. And now it worked as you see here. Let's delete, for example, now Walid. It worked as it should now, but as you know, deletion is a very dangerous process. So we need to add a yes or no dialogue, for example, for the user to be sure or not to delete this user. So let's head into home again, and here let's add on click event. Here on click, then JavaScript return confirm, for example, are you sure? Are you sure? And now let's test it once again. Let's type here delete, and as you see here, we got are you sure or not. So let's cancel this operation and search once again. And here, as you see, our users. So that's all for our video here, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.